Citizens in the city as well as employees will have an opportunity to one-stop shopping instead of having to go to different events that come all together in one place and listen to what the candidates say. I invited each candidate, and in the invitation, I wanted them to address anything that they wanted to as far as the city, but specifically, their one question for tonight is their goals and vision for emergency services inside of the city of Laverne. So basically, if they can address that, then it'd be a successful event tonight. Format for tonight, we're going to have two different categories. We're going to have the candidates that's going to be up for alderman go first, and then we're going to have the mayoral candidates go after that. Each candidate has up to 7 minutes to speak. After a brief introduction, their time will start. And in the back of the room, Kevin Selinsky, who serves as our treasurer for the FOP, he's going to hold up a number 1. So that's letting you know you have 1 minute left and wrap it up so we can get to the next person. After each candidate has come up to the podium, they're going to break out into their own tables. Some of them have tablecloths and things set up where if you have any specific questions, they will address those questions at that time. However, if a candidate feels like if they want to address an issue in public, in the public setting, then the podium will be open for that if they want to do so, but that's strictly up to them. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. I don't have all the names here, so we're going to start with the candidates for alderman. Start. Anybody wants to start? Mr. Jones, you want to start? Okay, we're going to have Mr. Jones be the first.
As you stated, my name is Calvin Jones. I'm a candidate for city alderman. I've been here in the city of Laverne for approximately 12 years. I presently work in Nashville at the VA Medical Center. My main concern, not main concern, but one of the, I'd like to address the main concern of the forum, the goals and visions for the emergency services. Coming from the veterans, I work at the Veterans Hospital, and right now we're in the middle of a budget ourselves. I think first and foremost, the most important thing is to establish a budget, stick with it, and make sure it's working. We cannot continue to do like we do. We're not going to be able to, you can't piecemeal a system. When you start working with the federal government, you've got rules and regulations that cause you to have to follow, or you'll end up losing monies at different levels in government, being state and federal. The main thing, again, I cannot stress enough is I think I would treat this as though like I treat my own budget. If I can't afford it, I don't buy it. I leave it alone. If I think I can afford it and I can't get good enough financing for it, I leave it alone. If I've got the money to do it, I buy it. So I won't have to worry about running out after I've got something started. That's my belief, and that's how I think that we could better run emergency services. That's one of the most important things that we're going to have around this city. We've got to have fire, we've got to have paramedics, which is fire, we've got to have police services. I think those are paramount. Anytime, when I first got here, we didn't have very many police. And the police that we had were dealing with the problem of Lake Forest. Lake Forest was starting to grow. At one time, in the state of Tennessee, they said Lake Forest was the fastest growing community in the state. We had a lot of people who caught on to that. Coming from a law enforcement background, I noticed a lot of people had noticed that, and they decided to move down here and let Laverne be their summer home, and then they go back and do their dirt back down in Nashville. And at one point, too many of them started coming down here, and they sort of clashed. And we were able to get together and get us a neighborhood watch started over in the Lake Forest subdivision. We had a lot of restless individuals who decided to go into our residence while we were away at work, and working with the police department and City Hall, we were able to get things done. And I think that's something that we need to look at also. There was a proposal that was sent forth by the previous police chief that I think should continue and go with this current administration. There should be people in these neighborhoods should know their police officers. I met police officers doing that parade last Saturday that I didn't know anything about. I mean, I think that there should be a little bit more boots on the ground and going door to door, or a little bit more people. I hate for the first time I meet a police officer is when they're coming toward me with the handcuffs on, they're coming toward me to tell me what I'm doing wrong or slow down. I think we need to be a little more neighbor-friendly situations out there. And the same thing with the firemen and the fire department. I think everybody should know your community. Everybody, we're close enough, and you know, you got these fire departments right across from neighborhoods. I think everyone should know each other, and everyone should work together. And just it helps as far as anyone who's wanting to come in, outsiders who are wanting to come in and cause, you know, upheaval in the city. So that's my main goal. I just want to make sure that as far as emergency services go, I want to make sure they're funded. And just like working with my nurses at the hospital, it's not going to do us any good if we get these officers in here to get them certified, and then someone steals them away from us after we've paid for their certifications and such. So that's another thing I think we have to make this so that the individual, once they come into the city to work, they want to stay here to work. And I think that's another campaign that we could start as far as retention. That's a very big part of the budget, no matter where you work. If you bring someone in and they're ready to leave, there's nothing that we can do to make them stay. So I think that's another part that we need to look at also. And with that being said, I'd like to thank again the Person for East 85 FOP for inviting me tonight, and thank everyone for coming out.
Jones. Next, we'll have Melissa Brown to make her way.
The reason I had run for alderman is because I was shocked by the increases that we had in the water, sewer, and taxes on our property. I want our city to run efficiently and for us to have the services that you are nice enough to provide for us. And I want you to have all the equipment that you need to do your job properly. I also, however, want to make sure that we're spending our money as wisely as we can so that we can best utilize every dollar and every cent in our budget. I know that for myself, that means I have to sometimes make sacrifices and replace things that have to be replaced and repair the things that I cannot afford to replace. That's all I would like, is to see the repairs being made so that you have reliable transportation that functions properly. And we all know that mechanical things do break down from time to time. And we have systems in place to repair those and maintain those to the point that we can make sure that our emergency personnel are safe. And when I think about what it means to be a representative of Laverne, I think it means that I'm talking to the people and listening to what the people are interested in and what their concerns are for the city. And so I find that instead of answering questions, I find myself asking questions. I want to know, what is it that you need? What is it that your concerns are? And what is it that you feel that this city could be better? Because sometimes if a person's over here and you're over here, you may not be able to meet in the middle, but if you both take a step towards one another, you'll find that you're able to come to solutions a little bit better, because both of you may have valid points and things that you haven't considered. And if you're willing to listen to other person's side and the way that they look at things and why they look at them the way that they do, you'll find that many times they have a point you haven't considered, and you may be able to concede that point to them. And the same goes for you. You may have thought of something that they haven't entertained yet. And once you sit down and talk to your neighbors, you'll find that you have a lot more in common than you had originally thought. And that's what I'd like to see in our city government as well, is for us to be able to sit down and have a calm, rational conversation about the things that we disagree on and find common ground that we can get a mutual understanding between one another. So I would like to take this time to thank you. And I would appreciate you supporting all of our candidates in this campaign, because it does take a lot of courage to come out here and try to run in a position, an elected position for your city. So all of the candidates, I think, have really sacrificed for the city. And we really appreciate everything that you sacrificed for the city as well. Thank you.
Next, we'll have David Griggs, the next candidate to speak.
Well, my name is David Griggs. I've been here in the Laverne area for all my life. I've been in Rutherford County for about 22 years. I have business here locally for more than 20. Well, all that's wild. Some of you may know me by name, some of you may recognize me. I originally started in Antioch, just a stone's throw away, Mountain View Road. My political beliefs, I believe in small government first. Understand that you have to raise taxes, but you need to buffer that with painful cuts sometimes to local government. Not just local government, but even state government and federal government. Some of the increases that I've seen take place over the last 4 years have not been met with equally painful cuts as the citizens have had to endure. Because whenever you raise taxes or raise the water bill, you're also cutting their income, but you're taking away from the things they spend on something else. The citizens are the boss. The aldermen, the government, the mayors, they're all here to work for the citizens and do what they should always wonder what's best for the citizens first. And then what can we do to fix our budget? The budgets that we have to have are common sense. I mean, we have to have X amount of dollars to cover this, but if you're going to have a large increase, double the taxes, you should at least have some kind of cuts. I haven't seen a lot of cuts to mirror the amount of taxes that have been increased. I followed whether or not I should run for alderman long and hard. I started to run a couple of years ago and decided not to because of the time it would take, the fights that I would have to endure, the talking behind the back, all those things that come with politics. I'm not a fan of politicians. But at the end of the day, somebody's got to say, that's enough. This is my city. I've got a lot invested here. Back at the water